Hello, hello, hello. It's Nakia. I'm gonna wait for my other stream to come up, so just hold tight. It looks like everything is up and running. I had decided to host Money Mondays on Instagram exclusively, but I got some feedback from some people saying that they didn't have Instagram accounts. So I'm going to go live as well. So if you're new here or you've never attended one of my Money Mondays before, just know that in these segments, I talk about money, I talk about tips, I give you strategies, I give you different points of view, and we just basically talk about all things money. So we talk about budgeting, we talk about credit, home improvement, so on and so forth. This is something that I did in a private group I had a few years ago, I think last year during the pandemic, but for whatever reason, it was just bad timing. And so I'm going to restart it at least until the end of the year. And then from there, we'll see how it goes. If you guys like it, if you don't, if you're getting value from it, we'll move from there. Okay. So welcome to Money Mondays. I'm excited that you're here. If you don't know who I am Nakia from Money Reset with Nakia. Welcome, welcome, welcome. A little bit about me, just very quickly. I teach money and budgeting strategies. I developed a ghost budget, which I love, so on and so forth. I was a 22, 23-year-old homeowner. I have an MBA, and what else? That's pretty much it. So let's go ahead and dive into tonight's Money Monday. So basically what Money Monday is this a short segment about money. So it usually lasts 10 to 15 minutes, and it's going to be hosted on Monday nights at 9 p.m. Central Standard Time. Okay. It'll always be here on my page, whether you're watching on Facebook or you're watching on Instagram. So you can always go back and view it, but it's going to be historical videos that you can go back and watch. Okay. And as always, I have my notes because I want to make sure that I do not forget anything. So we're going to go ahead and get started. It's 9:02. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Tonight, we're talking about how to not blow your budget this Christmas season. Okay. So we all know it's December. It's Christmas time. We love to give gifts. A lot of people's love language is gift giving and receiving gifts. And so that's something that we like to do during this time. But as we know, it's become very commercialized over the last couple decades, right? And it's become very much so about the money. So I'm going to give you 10 tips on how not to blow your budget, okay? So that in January, you don't have buyer's remorse and you don't have a mountain of credit card debt and nothing to show for it. So the number one tip is have a list. I cannot stress this enough. If you are not a list person, this is going to be life-saving for you, okay? Having a list of what you need, what you're looking for is going to be paramount in you not blowing your budget. If you have a list and you're sticking to it, then there's very little chance that you're going to blow your budget this Christmas season. So as you're doing your shopping, as you're moving about to and fro in the stores, online, whatever it is, make sure you have your list. Okay. Number two is to set a budget. So you want to set a budget. You want to set a total budget, a total overall budget. You want to set a budget per person, and then you want to set a budget per item. Okay. Get as detailed as you can, as much as you can, because that's what's going to help you not blow your budget. So I'm going to give you an example. If you have 5 friends and you guys are doing a Secret Santa, set a budget for that, right? So that you know how much you're supposed to spend for that Secret Santa. If you have kids and you have multiple children, even if you have one child, set a budget so that you're not overspending and you're sticking to what it is that you need to stick to when it comes to your finances. And then also, this is part of number 2, is to plan your purchases. So if your kids make a list, we know kids, they want Maybachs and all kind of stuff, boats and yachts and Yeezys and Teslas and all kind of stuff that we never wanted when I was a kid. But if you have a kid and they make their list, you want to plan those purchases. So be looking out for those things as these sales are going on, as they're wanting things. Like, for example, I went to the Nike store tonight and they had a sale, right? They had 30% off the whole store. So plan your purchases and set a budget. 3 is to know your numbers. Where do you stand? So we see this a lot when we're shopping for people that we absolutely love. And this goes kind of hand in hand with having a shopping list and setting a budget. So let's say you only have one kid and you're steady buying stuff for this one kid. So every time you go out, you see something that you know that they'll like. They're a great kid. You want to make them happy. You want to spoil them like most parents do. And so you're constantly buying them things. Well, you need to know where you are in that cap. So if you've decided, okay, for my kids or my kid or this person or that person, or overall, I have $1,000 to spend, you have to know that number so that when you're at 800, it's not a surprise when you get to 1,000, right? Once we're at 1,000 or whatever that budget amount is, we're going to know. So you need to know those numbers as you're shopping. 4 is use what you got, honey, aka make something. Let me tell you something. A few years ago, this wasn't a Christmas gift. It had to be over 5 years, but I made whipped shea butter hand cream. And it was just on the limb. Like, my skin was dry, it was itchy. I was in the Midwest. I knew that I needed some intense moisture. So I just made some hand cream. And I made it, put it in a couple little jars and gave those jars out. Not even thinking that it would be a really big deal. Do you know next Christmas people were looking for those hand creams? So use your talents. If you can bake something, if you can sew, if you're a seamstress, whatever it is, use what you have and make something. Make some hand cream, make some lip balm, make candles, whatever it is, whatever you're good at, make something. People love those type of gifts and they look forward to them because they're so out of the norm. Okay. 5 is don't use credit cards. So I tell you all every year, we are not going into the new year broke. Put that stuff back. Put it back. If you have to charge Christmas gifts, that's a clear indication that you are over your budget, that you may not have the resources, that you need to do some adjusting. You need to have some tough conversations with some people, but stop maxing out your credit card for Christmas. And 9 times out of 10, they won't even know what that stuff is next year or in 6 months. And I'm going to tell you about that when I tell you my story. And then 6 is shop discount stores. So anybody that knows me in real life knows that I love to thrift. You take me to a thrift store, honey, I'm going to have the time of my life. You're going to think I'm in Neiman Market somewhere. But there are other stores that you can shop. So like Ross, Marshalls, TJ Maxx, Burlington's, outlet stores, outlet malls. Shop those places. They usually have things that are super nice, that are name brand, that are on trend, that are new, right? And so you can use those places to buy what it is that you're looking for. You don't always have to run to the mall or run to Walmart or run to Target. You can find great gifts for the Lolo, especially if you're looking for toys for younger children. They have those there. Number 7, the 7th tip is protect yourself. So there's a couple things that go into protecting yourself. First off, there's a need to feel pressure during the Christmas season, right? Because we love people and we want to show them how much we love them. But showing somebody how much you love them does not mean destroying yourself, okay? So protect yourself first. The second way that you can protect yourself is with the marketing. These companies will have you thinking that you are saving the world, and the whole time it's not a good deal. Okay, so protect yourself when it comes to the marketing. Don't be bamboozled by the flashy marketing gimmicks that their $1 million marketing department put together to get all your money. And then don't go overboard. So that's another thing that we see with especially families and loved ones. There's a tend to go overboard when gift giving. Do not go overboard. If you stick to having a list and setting a budget and knowing your numbers 1, 2, and 3, you're going to make sure that you do not go overboard and overspend. The last thing that you want to do is get to January 15th and you look back and you're like, wow, I did not expect to spend that much money because you went overboard. Okay. 8 is watch those shipping and handling fees. So a lot of places online especially offer free shipping and handling during this time, but you have to spend a certain amount of money. So usually it's $50 or it's $100 or whatever it is, but those shipping costs can add up. So make sure that when you're shopping, especially if you're shopping online, that you are really looking at those shipping costs and that you're considering, okay, can I bundle these items? Can I buy more things right now or whatever it is so that you can save on shipping? And then something else that you can do is actually have items shipped to store. Sometimes that's free or cheap as well. Okay, let's talk about this high food. Oh my goodness. I knew inflation was here, right? And I knew that things were higher, but I was not prepared for Thanksgiving with the amount of money that I spent for food. I think for a family of four adults and one kid, we spent over $350. So I'm going to give you some tips for that. The first tip is shop discount stores. So Aldi, people sleep on Aldi, but this is not the Aldi from the 90s with the stinky fruit and the stinky store and the dirty floors and the dim lights. No, Aldi is actually owned by Trader Joe's. And so they have a commitment to quality. And so you can find a lot of quality items, gluten-free, name brand items, just all kind of great things at Aldi. So make sure that you're shopping Aldi or discount stores in your area. The second thing is to start stocking up on the items that you need now, right? So your non-perishable items like macaroni, cans of cranberry sauce, spices, which are notoriously high, you can get those as one-offs now, right? And if you're buying 2 or 3 of those non-perishable items a week, that's gonna hit a lot less than if you buy everything at once. So start stocking them now. Take an inventory of your pantry. Make sure you have your Christmas list down packed. Know what you need, know what you're out of, know what you ran out of last month, and start getting those items now. And then 10 is a very great tip. It's to be comfortable with saying that's not within my budget, right? There is nothing wrong with you telling people that you can't afford it. That's not in my budget. I don't have the wiggle room for that right now. I'm not prepared for that. I don't want to participate. You need to set the boundary so that people know where you stand, especially if you are dealing with people that you normally give gifts to. So maybe you and your friends share gifts back and forth religiously every year. Have that hard conversation with them. And people that really, really love you, they will not care. Okay. They just love you. They just love you. They will not care that it's not within your budget. Maybe you don't have the money. There are a lot of people losing their jobs right now. Maybe you're trying to buy a house, you have goals, whatever it is. Tell them that it's not within your budget and set that expectation so that you don't feel committed or pressure into doing something that you can't afford or that you don't want to do. Okay, so those are 10 tips. The last thing I'm going to tell you is a story time. So probably circa 2006, I'm moonlighting at Macy's, right? So I'm working at Macy's during Christmas time and I'm having a great time. Okay, I'm getting discounts, I'm getting perfume for like 70% off. I'm having the time of my life. And I'm at the store one night and this lady walks in and I'm watching her like in a movie. She looks so beautiful, so carefree. Her hair is just blowing in the wind. Baby, everybody in a frenzy, in a panic, just trying to get as much Christmas shopping done as they can. And honey just strolling in. Okay, she don't have a care in the world. So I'm making small talk with her and I say, oh, okay, how's your Christmas shopping going? Da, 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 da. And she says, oh, we don't do that no more. I was like, what? She's like, yeah, we stopped doing Christmas gifts. She said it just became too much. I have a lot of nieces and nephews. I have a lot of cousins and aunts and and it just came too much. So my husband and I made the decision to stop doing it. She was like, we don't even buy gifts for each other. I was like, whoa, that's possible? Like you can do that? Because I have a lot of nieces and nephews as well. And so I remember what she said. I stuck a pin in it. Now, I told you guys that I was moonlighting at Macy's. And so I had a great discount. So that particular year, I bought all of my nieces and nephews name brand hoodies. This was when all the kids were into like Nike hoodies and Adidas hoodies and that type of thing. I bought all of them hoodies. These hoodies were I paid probably like $40 or $50 a piece for these hoodies. That's how much they cost. And at the time, I bought, I think like 10 or 11 hoodies. A lot of money. And fast forward like March, I'm talking to my nephew. I said, where's your hoodie? He said, I don't know. I said, what? I spent my money on this hoodie and you don't even know where it is. He's like, yeah, I don't know. Maybe my brother has it. Your brother got it. Do you know what I had to do to get this hoodie? So anyway, long story short, I talked to my husband and I said, I want to be done with Christmas as well. So we had a conversation with the family at the next family gathering. I said, just to let you all know, we're done doing Christmas. So you guys will not get Christmas presents from us next year. And it was like an announcement. I mean, I stood up in front of the family. We having a family meeting because I need you all to know that we're done with Christmas. It's not your birthday. I'm not going to be spending all this money for things that you're not even going to be able to find in 3 months. And it's just too much. And so that really worked for us. And we've been doing that for a few years. Now, there are some exceptions, like my bonus daughter, we still buy her a Christmas gift. Our parents, we still buy them Christmas gifts, but that's it. Like, no, 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 no. It's the reason for Jesus. It's the reason for the season. I'm not going crazy trying to get you a hoodie that you're not even going to be able to find, or a toy that you're going to break, or something that you don't even need because your house is already at capacity. No. Now, that might not be possible for you. That's just what I did, what my husband and I did, and it worked for us. And when I tell you every Christmas I be stress-free, stress-free. So that may be something that you maybe want to consider doing. And if you can't do that on that type of level, that extreme, because that's very extreme, you may want to consider doing a Secret Santa and pulling names in your family so that you are not buying as many gifts. Okay? So these are 10 tips to help you not break your budget. I know it's a very stressful time, and it's a very hard time for a lot of people, but it's just unnecessary. Okay, so follow these tips. If you don't follow all 10, hopefully you can take at least 1 or 2 and save a couple bucks this Christmas. But yeah, y'all, we not doing this no more. We not going broke for Christmas. And it's not even people's birthday. Now, if it's their birthday, that's different. But we're not doing that. So good luck with your Christmas shopping. Meet me back here next week. Next week, I'll be talking about your money inventory, what that is, how it's going to help you set yourself up for success financially next year, how to get a head start on that so that when January 1st comes, you can already be ready to rock and roll. I hope you all enjoyed these tips. Share this video, like, comment, let me know what you thought. You all have an amazing night. I'm going to figure out, I'm going to get a little more tech savvy and figure out how to stream this Instagram live to my Facebook so I don't have to use 2 different devices. But I hope you guys have a blessed night, have a safe week, and yeah, I'll see you next week. Toodaloo.